If I'm asked to summarize the father's role in one word, I would choose legacy. The role of a father is to leave a legacy or to build a legacy. A father's everyday job is to build a legacy. That should be at least a father's job. We are not only talking to biological fathers, we are talking to every man. Positively or negatively, you are impacting our community. It doesn't matter if you know you are doing it or you don't know, you are impacting someone. So today we want to celebrate all biological fathers, all social fathers, or legal fathers. We have different types of fathers around us. We have foster fathers, fathers-in-law, adopted fathers, spiritual fathers, and all male figures in our lives who have made a difference in our community. We want to celebrate you, and we want you to know you are loved and appreciated. We are all intentionally or unintentionally building what we call a legacy. We often emphasize on leaving a legacy, but we should instead focus on building one. Building a legacy is a job of everyone at every stage of life. So let's go to the Bible. Proverbs 13:22a says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren." The passage is about a man. I'm shocked that the Bible is not talking about a good father. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, not a good husband. So every man should think multi-generational. Every man. You don't have to have a wife or children to think multi-generational. Why? Because your life affects someone. Intentionally or unintentionally, you have to think about the next generation the way you are living today. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren. So what if they don't leave it? Does it make them a bad man? The person who doesn't leave an inheritance, are they bad? Because good ones leave it. I did not grow up with a father because my father, as I've shared many times with you, died when I was 2 months old. So I did not have a father in our household. But I met men in my life who inspired me in different ways. Men who inspired me and built a legacy in me. So I'm not a product of Mike being clever. I'm a product of men who inspired me. And I appreciate every man I've met who taught me something. Sometimes even unintentionally. They just did something and it inspired me. Or they made a mistake and I learned from it. Now the question is, what is the kind of legacy men should build? If we are talking about legacy, I know some of us are thinking about building a house or building something. What is the kind of legacy a man should build so we can say he's a good man? There are 4 things every man should think about. And if you have a man in your life, these are the things you should pray about. Not demand from them, not put pressure on them, but pray for them. That you will be able to build these 4 things. And the first thing you should focus on as a man to build is a good name. Building a good name. A name is not just a sound that people respond to. A name carries an idea, images, and influences. It represents who you are and how the world perceives you. It's your brand. Your name is your brand. It can represent sincerity or dishonesty. A name can represent arrogance or humility. A name can represent laziness or wealth. Your children carry your name. You should live a life knowing that what you do, either bad or good, is building up an inheritance For fathers who are putting your names on your wives or children, what kind of name are you giving to them? And I'm not saying the sound of your name. Your first name is about you. Your surname is about us. So how you live with people builds your name. Proverbs 22:1 says, a good name is to be chosen over great wealth. Favor is better than silver and gold. You know what? It's easier to destroy a name than to build it. It's easier to destroy reputation. It takes a lifetime to build a name, but only a day to destroy it. Building a name is hard because it takes you everyday decisions to build a name. And it will take one day decision to destroy it. Reputation is priceless. You cannot buy it with money. You build your reputation with your decisions. Your reputation is valuable to your children, to everyone who has associated with you. Everyone who has been your friend, your colleague, everyone will be affected if you damage your name. We see that these days. If you've taken a photo with someone and they do something and you've posted it on Facebook, people start to say, we saw you with him. We saw you with her. No, that day he was not like that. No, you are guilty by association. I don't like that guilty by association, but it's real. A good name is an investment. It's a brand. The second thing you need to build for your family or the people around you is a secure home. All home is an atmosphere. A building makes a house, but an atmosphere makes the home. It's not the size or the location that matters, it's the atmosphere. So, I was trying to think about this, and I thought, what is the most important thing that women bring to a home? I think peace. I suggest peace. I think women bring peace. A mother brings peace to a home. But a man brings safety to a home. One of the primary roles of a man is to protect his family. And often, men, we think of protection as a physical exercise. Protect you. And we forget the emotional and spiritual protection for the family. So my wife and my children, I don't know if the boys are still like this, but they used to be scared of spiders a lot. A lot, spiders. My wife and all the three children, when we see a spider, they will all jump and run away. So that was in the early, stages of raising children. And every time that happens, I sit them down and start to lecture them on how some spiders are not dangerous. And I will explain to my wife, you don't have to be scared. This spider is fine. I can touch it. Everything is fine. This one is not dangerous. And I kept explaining how safe that spider can be. And I didn't realize she didn't need my explanation and lectures on spiders. What she needed was me to sympathize, to empathize with her. When she's scared, I need to stand between her and the spider, full stop. Full stop. No lecturing. Protect me from the spider and we are friends. After wasting too much time trying to make her understand that some spiders are not dangerous and some this. No! It's the emotion about the spider between her and the spider. So I paid attention to the emotion that the spider brings. So when she jumps and runs away from the spider, I'm like, oh babe, what is going on? Sorry. Where is the spider? Show me the spider. Okay, spider. And she's like, yeah, I'm glad you came. She just needed me to stand for her. Emotional protection. Now I've learned. I've learned what to do. I've learned what to do. I learned that my family needs my physical protection, of course. More importantly, my emotional protection. They need me not to lecture them, but to stand with them. Every time we are sharing experiences, if someone is talking about what they went through in our home, I've learned to pay attention to how they feel about the situation so that I can provide emotional safety. Not just a physical safety, and I'm not claiming to be the Superman. No, I'm still learning. But at least I set the temperature of my home. Not by regulating what people can say or not, but by paying attention to how everyone feels, and then I attend to it. How we feel matters in our home. It's not like we cry all the time. But if someone cries, we don't say, stop crying. We ask, is there any reason why you're crying? So I know how to manage the cause of the cry. We never say to our children, stop crying. No, cry, fine. But why? Why are you crying? We just try to support them emotionally. So we don't raise our voices when we disagree. It's just the way we've set the temperature in our home. We try to make everyone feel heard and seen in the house. Why? Because emotional safety matters. We want them to feel like this is a place you can be yourself. We can disagree without eating each other. We are trying to maintain that kind of atmosphere. And I think they will take it in their homes, in their own places. We don't have to raise our voices. When you raise your voice, it means you are not listening to what I'm saying. And when you implode, that means you are not talking anymore. That means you are not listening. There is a voice in you that is speaking louder than what I'm saying. That's why you are. You need to pay attention to what I'm saying, and you need to respond to what I'm saying. Don't react, respond to what I'm saying. Because a reaction is just an act. Because someone did something, you do it. A response is a well-thought process. You think about it, then you do it. We try to teach our children to live that way. We are not a perfect home, and I'm not a perfect man. But God has helped me create a safe environment for my family. I'm just sharing this. Maybe I will inspire one person in our home. I'm responsible for that. Because I can choose to be an angry father or an understanding father. Even when I'm angry, I still try to listen to why they did what I said they should not do. Or they get in trouble sometimes. Yeah, they do. I still put them under some serious discipline. So it's not like they do what they want. No. But they understand why I'm putting them through the discipline. Create a safe environment. A father can bring fear into a home. Once he's home, the house freezes. Everybody's put to silence because they are afraid of being embarrassed. But though some fathers don't have money, when they're at home, everybody's happy. Daddy is home. The joy does not come from the food on the table, but the atmosphere created. Hear this. Your children can make their own money when they grow up, but the confidence to face life should come from home. From you. 1 Peter 3:7. Husband, in the same way, live with your wives in an understanding way, as with a weaker partner, showing them honor as co-heirs of the grace of life, so that your prayers will not be hindered. I don't know why God attached how we treat our wives to prayer being heard. I don't like this passage. It sounds unfair. I can't lie to you. When I don't like a passage, I tell you. So this is one of those that I don't like. But it's still in the Bible, so let's wrestle with it. This passage does not suggest that women are lesser than men. It says they are delicate. Women are delicate and they should be protected. You know, when you have a delicate cup at home, you don't just throw it on the sink. No. It's the one you use when you have your friends, you want to drink a cup of tea, you go there, you hold it with only 2 fingers, like your cup, delicate cup, And you put it somewhere in the cupboard where everybody can sit with a mirror, a glass, your delicate cup. Women are like that. They are not like that bold kind of glass that you just throw in the sink and you come back, No. They are delicate. You can break it easily if you are not careful. It doesn't mean they are not valuable. In fact, delicate is more valuable. God has entrusted men with the role of protecting. Men, if your wife raises her voice, drop yours. Or just a piece of advice. And sometimes they do. So, yeah, just drop yours. If they withdraw, reach out. So sometimes they don't want to make noise, so they just, they withdraw. And I don't want to talk. Okay, fine. Reach out. They want to be they want to be pursued. I don't know what is in their heart. Like they just want to feel important. Like they want you to be after them all the time. And it's always your fault, sorry. Okay. This is not from the Bible. This is not from the Bible, but men, listen to this. This is from Mike. Paul said it, like this is from me. So this is not the Holy Spirit even speaking. When you are wrong and your wife is right, you are wrong. When you are wrong and your wife is wrong, you are wrong. When you are right and your wife is wrong, you are wrong. When you are right and your wife is right, you are wrong. It makes sense? Thank you. I see wise men are getting it. Others are still trying to figure it out. No, it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's just the truth. Sometimes the truth is not logical. Let's go back to the Bible. That was me. That was not the Bible. The bottom line is always take the highway. Because that's how you provide a secure home. That's how you provide a secure home. It feels unfair, but we have different roles. And remember we said women have been given the responsibility to create peace in the home. But we've been given the responsibility to create safety. We need your grace, Holy Spirit, all the men in this house, to always be wrong. It takes grace to always be wrong. It's not a good place to be. Yeah, but we are empowered by God. Okay. 3, lifetime memories. Every family has stories. Family stories, funny ones, or sad stories. Every family has stories. As we grow older, we remember our stories. In fact, we are a product of our memories. You are the product of your memories. The things you've seen and experienced make you. If we take those things away, we call it what? It's a sickness. It's a condition, and we don't like it. When you start to forget memories, you start to forget people, you start to forget experiences, it's a condition, not a good one. Why? Because we react to things, we respond to things because of our memories, because of the experiences we have. The friends we have them because we've experienced something together. And that makes them friend. If you forget those experiences, they are no longer friends. They're strangers to you. Memories matter. And it's the responsibility of the father to intentionally create memorable times with the family. Create a lot of stories. Go places. Share quality time. Spend time with your children. Make history with them. Give your children something to remember. Make use of holidays, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, all those times to create memories. I know some fathers are busy with work. Even though you are busy with work and you want to provide for your family, I know you are making some money, but remember this: we can't buy the past. You can save money, but you can't buy those memories you've missed. So once your children are older, no matter how rich you are, you can never buy them memories. Go to your children's event whenever possible. Whenever you can. Do not delegate. Do not delegate even your wife. Oh, she will be there. She will be there. All your child will remember is the mom being there. And I understand not everyone has the opportunity to do that. I spent 4 years without my children, so I couldn't do it. Maybe you are in a situation where that is not possible. God understands that. So I'm not judging those who can't. Life circumstances may put you away from your children. That is understandable. Every father should give 3 gifts to their family: provision, protection, and presence. This should be at least our aspiration. We should aspire. We should pray for every father to be able to provide these 3 things: provision, protection, and presence. And the 4th thing that we need to give to our children is biblical values. This is something we need to build in them, biblical value. The most important legacy you can build in your children is biblical values. Money and property can come and go, but values make them who they are. Values. Hear this, Proverbs 22:6. Direct your children into the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. Values are like seed. Children who receive biblical values always come back to them at some point in life. When life gets tough, and it will, they will run to something. They will run to some kind of God. Often children who receive biblical values run to God later in life. I know maybe your children are not following God now. You trained them in the ways of God. You took them to church. Now they're in their 40s, in their 30s. They are not following God. Don't worry. Keep trusting God. The seed has been planted. When something kicks in, when life gets tough, they will run into something. And the first thing that will come to their mind is the seed you sow in their head as children. So let's just keep sowing. Let's just keep sowing in them. In their 50s, in their 60s, on their deathbed, they will come back to God. Why? Because the Bible says so. It's a promise we need to claim. It's a promise we need to claim. Read and discuss the Bible with your family. Live out what you preach to the best of your ability. And listen to this, fathers. Acknowledge your failure when you mess up. You know why? Children trust a more honest parent than the one who pretends to be perfect. Children will trust you if when you mess up, you apologize. Yeah, I did that. That was wrong. I'm sorry. Because that will make your children to trust your decisions in the future. They know you are human. They know it. So don't try to be perfect. Just be honest. And they will follow you. Your children will follow you when you are honest. People will follow you when you are honest with them. You may not have a good father to set good examples for you. Maybe that's not your experience. Maybe you did not have a good father. Or you may not have a good role model in your life. Or maybe you have failed many times as a father or as a husband. The good news is that God gives us more than just a second chance. God is a gracious God. And maybe you've wasted the last 30 years of your life making a series of bad decisions. God is able to restore you. He's able to restore your years. And in the next 3 months, in the next 3 years, you will be able to achieve the things that you couldn't achieve in the last 30 years. That is possible. He will restore the years that the locust has eaten from you. So fathers, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Parent, don't lose hope. Yes, 40 years of bad decisions, God can change it. The next 4 years will build a legacy that you couldn't have built in the last 40 years. Why? Because you brought God into it. Don't let your past dictate your future. You can start building a godly legacy today. I was working in an office some years ago, and the rule in the office was that whoever goes in the toilet, in the bathroom, I know some of you are sensitive to the topic of toilet. Maybe you don't use it, but we use toilet, so we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So whoever leaves the toilet is responsible of the condition of the toilet. So we're sharing a toilet in the office, and whoever goes there, when you leave, whoever will come after you will assume you left it that way. Okay, that's a good policy in your home if you can start today. Okay. So this day I went to the toilet, and I found the toilet in a very bad condition. Shameful, irritating, all the negative words you can put there. It was bad. It was very bad. I was angry that someone will leave the toilet like that after all the reminders we gave. After all the training and leadership reminders and text. And how could someone leave, an adult, leave a toilet like this? That's shameful. Therefore, I'm not touching it. Okay. I will leave this toilet like this. Left the toilet, went back to my office. Then someone went after me. Then asked loudly, who was here before me? Everybody answered, Pastor Mike. How can a pastor do that? I was ashamed. You know why? I inherited somebody's legacy. And I chose to live it that way. Some of you inherited a situation. Your dad did something, and you find yourself in this situation today. Your mom did something, and you find yourself in this situation today. And you keep blaming them. It's my dad's fault. It's my dad's fault, that's why I'm like this. It's my dad's fault, that's why I'm like this. It's my husband's fault. It's my wife's fault. It's my mom's fault. Okay. When people look at you, they don't see your dad. They smell you. And you keep walking in life blaming your dad, and people are not seeing him. People are not seeing your mom. People are not seeing your spouse or your ex. It's time to make some changes. Start building a positive legacy. It has to stop with you. If your parents did not build a legacy, you can start building it. If your parent did not know God, you will be first to know him. If your parent did not build a home that was safe, you can be the first one to build a safe home. You can be first. Stop blaming people who came before you. And we do that all the time. I did it. I still feel the shame now. I'm even ashamed for sharing it. It ends with you today. It has to end with you today. Enough of blaming. Enough of pushing the blame. Now it's time to stand and say, God, help me start building a positive legacy in my children, in my life. Help me, God, start building every day of my life a legacy that people will smell God around me. People will smell your presence around me. Enough of blaming. Enough of blaming. Let's start healing. Let's start healing. How long are we going to go through the pain, through the hurt, through the disappointment? How long is it going to take before you realize you are the one smelling? How long is it going to take? You can start today. You can start today. Legacy is built now, but it's experienced later. You build this, you build it, 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 and then later you start to see, oh, thank God I did it. People will experience it. Everyone who is associated with you will start to feel it. Your children will feel it, or your friend will feel it. It doesn't matter if you have biological children or not. You can build a legacy, and everybody who has been in your life will enjoy it. Don't be that kind of person who everybody is feeling. They smell. They are sensing it. May God help us. May God help us. Someone is going to benefit or be affected by the decisions you are making today.